It's becoming clear that the Prime Minister's approval to sell Canadian senior care facilities to Anbang Insurance of China has placed our seniors at risk. Questions went unanswered when the deal was first linked and inked, but the Liberals said everything would be just fine. Now Anbang's chairman, Mr. Wu, has been arrested by Chinese officials on corruption charges. Anbang's assets, including the BC retirement homes, are now at risk of being taken over by the Chinese government with so many warning signs. Why didn't the Prime Minister do any due diligence before he approved this deal?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, our government is open to investments that create jobs, growth and long-term prosperity for Canadians. While the official opposition continues with its scare tactics and fear-mongering, let's talk about the facts. The day-to-day operations of the residences will continue to be managed by Retirement Concepts, the same management that was there before. Rules are not changing. The residents will continue to be subject to the same robust provincial health regulations that have always applied to them. The residents and healthcare workers will continue to be protected by the same legislation. Mr. Speaker, we did our homework on this transaction. We assured what we had to make certain, and we've done it.
Member for Barrie Innisfil.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the Innovation Minister assured the House that the government had done their homework and there was no reason for Canadians to be concerned, and he passed the buck to BC to regulate these homes. Anbang is a company with murky ownership built on risky investments. U.S. and Chinese regulators have raised serious concerns over their dealings, and when the wolves of Wall Street won't touch Anbang, how can the Liberals use vulnerable seniors as pawns for the Prime Minister's insatiable appetite to cozy up to China?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, the application by Cedar Tree to acquire Retirement Concepts has been approved by under the Investment Canada Act because the acquisition will result in a net economic benefit to Canada. As a result of that review, Cedar Tree has agreed to maintain the current level of full-time and part-time employees, maintain a current Canadian operator, Retirement Concepts, to continue to manage the business, not close or repurpose any of the existing residents, and to financially support the expansion of the business. This will remain in place for a significant period of time. Mr. Speaker, we reviewed the transaction under the Investment Canada Act. The Government of British Columbia is doing his part.